Wait for this to appear on your charts before taking your next trade. Trend. Wait for trend to show up. I see way too many traders just taking anything that the market will give you and get chopped up. I want to go over some of the ES markups, some of the NQ. We'll look at the 15 minutes, all that good stuff. But you can see this month off to a great start of just keeping it simple. 1 to 2 trades per day. And this one yesterday with 2 trades was really an add-in. It was one position though. But first, let's take a look at ES here. On the open, the 15-minute opening range is those first key levels that I want to use, the first 15 minutes of New York opens, high and low, and a New York VWAP, right? There are some higher lows within here that there's some long opportunities on the break back above New York VWAP there, the break back above New York VWAP there, right? You catch 2 small little pops. Fair. There's some sort of trend. But then once we get back inside this opening range and even crack to the bottom, kind of form a double bottom here at opening range low, and get back towards the middle, there's a whole lot of nothing going on. Buyers tried to show their hand, now sellers tried it, and now we're right back in the middle. Don't force too many trades within this 10-point range when it's 15 minutes, 30, 45 minutes into the day. Wait for trend to become a little bit more clear, because if we look at it like this, let all that noise shake out, the afternoon becomes a lot more clearer, but worst case scenario is you jumped in the shorts there, and then you jumped in the shorts there. And now you're 0 for 2, or even if you jumped into a long up here, right? You don't get any follow through anywhere. And now you're out of risk, you hit your max daily loss, and now you see it, beautiful trending moves higher of higher highs, but you can't capitalize on it because you wasted all your risk when it wasn't clear and it wasn't obvious of where the trend wanted to go. And now that it is trending and you know what you want to do, you have to sit on the sidelines because you wasted all your risk and honestly mental energy trying to figure out what's going to happen, right? We're on stream during all of this. I'm saying I think this could want to hold New York here. This might want to go higher. But at the end of the day, it's not screaming to me. It's not telling me I need to be in this. Because if this moves without me, I'm going to miss that. Another thing we could look at on top of all this is the 15-minute. I tweeted it out pre-market heading into this open. We have every VWAP imaginable right in our way that you could see. Let's throw on the overnight VWAP because it's changed into a new day now. That coming into the open, we had higher highs and higher lows overnight, right? Changeover of day. Buyers were in control overnight. Now we're pulling back. I'd love to find longs off that daily VWAP if you've seen any of these videos, which is the black one here. But look at the all-time high in green, previous days New York in blue, and a start of week in yellow. Every single VWAP is lined up very tightly there, which I honestly don't think I've seen in quite some time. But regardless, I know that it's not too bad because we're either going to pop away from that VWAP and hold it as support, all of these VWAPs, or we're going to break below and use that as resistance. But when that does happen, we're going to have very quickly full VWAP alignment, right? If price action is now down here, we're below every single VWAP. I absolutely want to short it. If we pop higher, we're above every single VWAP. I definitely want to long it, right? But that's what many people were trying to do in here, saying, oh, we're breaking above that overnight VWAP. By the end of that 15-minute candle, right, this started at 10 o'clock. By 10:15, it was right back down. It was not, in fact, above the daily. You can see that's this bar here. Everyone getting trapped in that. Not seeing actual solid closes of buyers showing their hand. And same thing to the flip side of sellers. Everyone selling at the bottom. It left a wick and came right back up. But once you can get now a solid bar, solid 15 minutes of buyers being in the whole time, and finally the next one being bullish as well, there's our first sign of some sort of trend being able to sustain. And now it looks like we're definitely holding all these VWAPs as our higher low, which looked more reasonable than breaking below it just because we had been bullish overnight. So I liked the longs, but this pre-market, or not pre-market, but right into the open price action wasn't really lining up for it because if we don't have it on here. But if you have a high day VWAP on, you can see buyers never take it here telling you to take that long. Although some people maybe did play that bounce play off of New York VWAP. If you've seen Futures 2.0, which is on AceFX TV, my full VWAP strategy, there is a bounce play within here. We could even just go draw it here on the 1 minute, and you'll see when it makes a new high a day, telling you buyers are in, right? Don't just chase the top, let it pull back. This might want to be the higher low off of New York VWAP. Let's go make the next higher high. I would absolutely agree with that, and that would look good other than the fact, like I said, all of this up and down was all within the same 15-minute bar, leaving a nasty wick to the upside, telling me buyers really struggled up there. So I don't love that about it. But, of course, there's always going to be something that could be better. Now let's take a look at my trade. It's actually on NQ, following the higher highs and higher lows because we've made this new low a day, higher high. Sellers tried to take their hand but couldn't make a new low a day like they did on ES. Higher low. The first sign of long will probably be back above this New York view up here, right? Because now buyers are stepping back in. I get in a little late, But I like the way ES is now shaping up because at this point on this markup on NQ, ES is way up here. Looking like, okay, we're finally ready to go take that high a day. Beautiful. We're getting that solid 15-minute candle. Buyers are in fact in. Let's go higher. So I'm playing the retest off of opening range high, and New York VWAP is a little bit below me, so I have a good stop loss to give it space to hold in case it wants to bounce around. But if it comes back inside the range and stops me out, disgusting. Get me out of this. This thing is range bound. I don't want to trade anything to do with NQ stuck in a range. But other than that, you see how well, if you just wait till 10:45, it's a little bit of time. It's an hour. We're all antsy to get into the trades to start the morning, but if you just wait an hour, you get clean, beautiful trending setups. These aren't even all of them, right? This is the first three, but it just keeps on giving you higher highs and higher lows. There's a new high a day, pullback, break of high a day, another new high, another new high. So the trend becomes pretty clear and obvious, but there are some people longing it and shorting it all within this little box back here to start the session. And I don't blame you. Just trying to tell you guys to slow down a little bit until things become really clear, right? The worst thing that could happen is it moves lower from here and you didn't short it. All right, we'll catch the pullback, get the next short. That's not going to be the last signal that presents. It's the same thing if you didn't catch this long, let it move higher, pull back, catch the next long. Once trend starts to set in, there's normally going to be probably another 2 setups or so. It's not going to be the last and final move. Another thing you can look at there is the 15-minute on that, is the edge fill stats on the initial balance break. So like I was saying, I was liking the longs on NQ and ES, and at this time the initial balance had been set. We just hadn't taken out a side. Very sideways, but we know we're probably not going to stay stuck within this range. So once we did break out of it on the long here when I was getting out of my long, great, beautiful. We took out the high, finally a new high a day, another great sign of trend. But I also know we probably only single break, right? So this yellow circle here is the break of initial balance high. So although this is a small little pullback for me, it is off a key level. It's off the initial balance high, break of high day view up, let's move higher. Because if you go over to edge fill here, go to the initial balance breakout report, you can filter by size, by weekday. If we just go by size, I believe it was a 0.4% range today. So by that, that's going to be this third bucket here. You can see 21% of the time, only 13 out of the last 60 initial balances of this size would it double break. So 71% of the time would it just single break. So being that we took out this top side here, there's a really great chance that we now don't come all the way back down inside this range and also break the bottom. And I wouldn't want that to happen for the reason that we'd be in a range anyways. It's looking like we're starting to trend. We just elevated off of all those higher time frame VWAPs. Let's start to get some gas and elevate the trend a little bit. So that can keep you looking for long biases as well. But hopefully you guys made some money today. Either not making money in the morning is fine if you got chopped around like I'm saying in this markup, but hopefully you didn't blow your account. If you did, Top One's always running their best sale with my code. But honestly, you got to ask yourself, why am I forcing so many ideas when also not a lot of stuff is happening, right? All within this 10, 15 point range at the open. You shouldn't be stuck in a long and then quickly flipping to the shorts and then the longs and then back to the shorts and now I'm back long. I literally took one setup today. I let all that noise play out until it became clearer to me and I was more confident in what I was doing. I hit the long, I get a new high day. See you later. And I'll just keep on doing that. 20 days a month. I'll lose 4, 5, 6 of them, but they're not going to be outsized. And we just keep adding the base hits. Everyone's in such a rush to try to figure out where this thing is going right at the open because it's volatile and exciting. But at the end of the day, I want what's clear. I want what's easier and more likely to win for me rather than what could possibly win. I want to know what this probably wins. I've marked this up plenty of times. I want to take this. I need to take this, right? So if it's not screaming at you, if it's not super clear, don't feel like you have to waste your risk. Otherwise, you'll be wasting money buying challenges or funded accounts every single week. So make sure you guys check out, like I said, Futures 2.0 and ASFX TV, where I break down this full strategy. I'm also live trading it every single day on ASFX TV, so come check that out. Check out the Top One sale. And I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys on the charts tomorrow morning.